Hey guys, and welcome to my Airut Slayer guide for high levels. So when you're ready, grab your cup of tea, sit back, relax, and enjoy. To kill Airut, you require level 92 Slayer, which can actually be boosted to by using a Wilder Pie. Level 96 plus Herbalo is recommended for overloads because the extra accuracy at Airut is extremely good. Level 95 plus Prayer is strongly recommended because the extra accuracy from Turmoil can help you out so much here, and Soul Split is almost a necessity. Summoning is again useful here if you're a mid-level player and you don't have the best gear. A BOB familiar will help you out for extra food as your inventory will be quite full, and if you're a high level player, a Steel Titan will help you out with power slaying. And of course you want to have 90 plus combat stats, but if you're killing Airut you probably will have those stats anyways. And the final requirement is the Dwarf multi-cannon to be unlocked, and you can unlock this cannon by completing the Dwarf Cannon quest. Items that are particularly useful are the Scrimshaw Vampirism and the Vampirism Aura, almost just like Soul Split being a necessity for extra healing to survive. Drop cleaners like the Charming Imp, Spring Cleaner, and Advanced Gold Accumulator can also be used. They're just useful. A Steel Titan can be used for power sling, again just a useful item. The Enhanced Excalibur can be used for extra healing to save you food every 5 minutes, especially if it's the elite version. Magic Note Paper can be useful to note the Airut drops, especially if you have yourself the Bone Crusher upgrade, aka the Bone Picker, as then the bones will automatically go into your inventory. And finally, a Belated Dive plus Dual Wield Switch to dive towards the Airuts that have ranged attacks, so you can finish them off faster. One Airut has 16,875 life points and is level 122 combat. They give you a whopping 2,000 combat experience per kill and 800.2 Slayer experience per kill. These Airuts can actually be assigned by Akirgo, aka Laniakia, Morvran, Kuradel, and Duradel. Now these Airuts have a decent chance of giving you Crimson Charms, so if you want charms, be sure to bring along your Charming Imp. They always drop one Airut bone. This is why Magic Note Paper is useful to note the bones. The regular drops are pretty basic. They only drop a couple of grimy herbs, which are pretty expensive now due to the 120 Herbal update, magic logs, U-logs, and different types of rune salvage, which can be auto-alched using your Spring Cleaner. The other drops you can see on the right depend on the area you're killing the Airuts in. For example, the Ferocious Ring can only be obtained in Kuradel's dungeon. That's just so you know and you're not surprised when you end up killing them and you do not get these items. Now here's the gear setup. Now you want to be killing Airuts using melee. You do not want to be using any other combat style if you're using a cannon and aggression potions. One-on-one, sure, you can use different combat styles if you want to, but this method does require you to use a melee setup, because you need the extra healing from the Vampirism Scrimshaw, which is around 3 mil, but don't worry as Airuts are around 6 to 7 mil GP per hour, so you'll be making that money back anyways. Now as for the strong melee setup, I recommend you use Trim Masterwork, and if you have the Slayer stand upgraded in Anachronia, you can just bring a regular helmet, as your Slayer helmet is on the stand anyways. I personally still don't have a Dinosaur Tooth Drop, so I still have it in my equipment interface. You want to use a Kiln Cape if you have it, otherwise just use a Skill Cape or a Obsidian Cape. You're really mid-level and you have an Airut's task. A Luck of the Dwarves, but maybe potentially if you're a mid-level player and inexperienced at Airut, you want to bring along a Ring of Death if you do have one, because you may end up dying if you don't pay attention. As for the high level setup, you want to be using an Amulet of Souls as you're using Soul Split to heal. For the mid level setup, you're going to be using a Blood Fury. Of course, Vampirism Aura, Scrimshaw Vampirism, and Rune Armor Spikes, which can be made with Elder Rune bars in any smithing area. Now, if you do not have the money for a Noxious Scythe, you will be fine using a Dragon Rider Lance or maybe even a Masuda's War Spear. But keep in mind, the more damage you do at Airuts, the easier it is to survive, as most of your healing is coming from the Vampirism Scrim, Vampirism Aura, and Soul Split. Now potentially instead of using Bandos, you can actually use Elder Rune plus 5 tank armor here to survive, because it's much cheaper than Trim Masterwork and it doesn't have the bonuses of Bandos, but the extra defense bonus can actually save your life here. As for your inventory setup, aggression potions, stat boosting potions, super restores or prayer potions, some of the monster drops that are worth picking up like the herbs and the logs, Some emergency food. Again, if you're mid-level play, you could potentially use a yak here or a war tortoise to take food from your BOB whenever you need it. But the Airuts also drop sharks, so you should be fine. You could also bring other switches along, like a dual-wield switch for flurry. You want to have your regular cannon plus the cannonballs there. And the better your cannon, the easier it's going to be, as it can hold more cannonballs or auto-reload. I have the gold one, which is the first upgrade from the Artisan's Workshop, costing I believe 50% respect. I could be wrong there. And then after that you can get the royal one, and that's how you make it easier for yourself to keep focusing on the Airuts without having to refill your cannonballs often. Now to get there, simply use the group system to teleport there, or alternatively use the PVM hub portal, retune it to the liberation of Mazcab, and then you'll teleport straight there and you'll be sitting next to a bank. If you for some reason can't get there because you need raids KC or whatever, just teleport to the Bandit Camp lodestone as seen in the video and walk there through the desert to Tuska, then go on Tuska's back and then go through the portal. Once you're ready, go to this location as seen on the video and settle your cannon in the exact same location I set it up in, just a little to the side of the rocks. This way the cannon can target Airuts from far away, and together with the aggression potion make it so that the most amount of Airuts attack you at once. Once you're ready, don't forget to activate your scrims for Vampirism aura, sip your overload, sip your aggression potion, put on your soul split and your turmoil curse, and just go ahead and start power slaying them using your AoE melee abilities. Now you'll notice that in the beginning I have a harder time surviving and I use my food and enhanced Excalibur. That's because you're still setting up and you're not attacking multiple Airuts, so you won't be healing as much when you're dealing damage. Now whenever you see a Airut attacking you with ranged attacks, you want to barge, bladed dive or move towards this Airut and focus it down first, as it deals a huge amount of damage, even with melee armor compared to the other Airuts. Once you've done that, move back to the spot nearby the cannon. Now this is incredible invention experience per hour, so if you want to siphon or disassemble gear, this is crazy experience. But it's also a whopping 1.2 mil common experience per hour and over 480k Slayer experience per hour with trimmed masterwork and switching and stuff like that. Now with bundles I was getting around 408,000 Slayer experience per hour, which is around 510 kills per hour, and with trimmed masterwork and all of my other stuff, even with the base cannon by the way, this was a clip I recorded and tested way back, I was getting 480,000 Slayer experience per hour and around 605 kills per hour, and that's over 1.2 million base common experience per hour excluding hit points aka constitution experience. So for the effort you're putting in, you're getting a high Slayer experience rate per hour, you're getting very good common experience, and you're making money and getting those invention gains. In my eyes, if you're a high level player and if you want to put in the effort, this is a very good Slayer task. And with that being said, I have covered all you need to know about this method. If you're interested in more Slayer guides or a full Slayer guide, I'll leave those in the description below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.